From Brisbane, another big podcast adds a premium subscription. The latest from our daily newsletter at podnews.net. Yes, one of the biggest podcasts in the US and Canada, Dateline NBC, is to launch a new premium subscription on Apple Podcasts with exclusive content for true crime fans. Premium listeners will get shows before anyone else, as well as ad-free content. Dateline's back for its 31st season on NBC, Friday, September 16 at 9 p.m, 8 Central. In other news, James Van Der Beek is suing SiriusXM after the company apparently backed out of a $700,000 podcast deal with the actor. Fountain, a podcast player, has launched its own podcast chart. Hot on Fountain contains hot shows, hot episodes, and baller boosts based on listener support. Podnews is number 48, and therefore, because that's higher than any other chart we've ever been in, we believe this chart is the best. In Germany, broadcaster Deutschlandfunk has launched the DLF Podcast Finder, a website to recommend some of the 60 German-language podcasts it produces. YouTuber and podcaster Bandrew Scott looks at YouTube's entrance to podcasting. If anybody will understand that, he will. Pod Bible magazine is highlighting indie podcasters in a set of interviews. In the latest article, The Long Time Academy is profiled. Do we know anybody with podcasting enabled on their Twitter app? It's in the Spaces tab. If you have it, would you like to write some impressions or give us a screen recording or both? Editor at podnews.net if so. And in Earbuds Podcast Collective this week, 5 stories of music untold. For 5 recommendations of podcast episodes each week to listen to, it's worth subscribing at earbuds.audio. And in People News, Laura Joyce Davis is to join Stanford's Storytelling Project as a full-time lecturer and managing editor of their student-produced podcasts. She's currently Shelter-in-Place executive producer. And it's a Monday, so not time for some tech stuff. We'll have that tomorrow this week. And in podcast news, Season 2 of the Apple TV Plus show has been announced, but the podcast for The Problem with Jon Stewart hasn't really stopped, with new shows every few weeks. The second season of the TV show will premiere globally with 6 all-new weekly episodes starting on Friday, October the 7th. The podcast Human Resources is to be turned into a book, with Profile Books acquiring the book rights to the show. The book of the Broccoli Productions podcast, which tells the true history of Britain's involvement in the transatlantic slave trade, will be out in spring 2025 and will be written by the podcast's creators and writers. And the Busy Mumsy podcast is already up to episode 20, focusing on unsingle mums and dads and a dissection of modern parenting. It's hosted by fitness brand owner Ashley Verma. And that's the latest from our newsletter. To read all the stories and subscribe, we're at podnews.net.